I'm in my car again, and it's probably gonna be unstable, but I have nothing to do and I have thoughts, so I want to talk about my thoughts and talk through my thoughts. Um, I'm realizing that I have a really strange relationship with physical affection. And I came to this realization because I noticed that I kind of have this pattern of getting super attached to people that are very physically affectionate to me, and I almost become like addicted to it in a sense, or it feels this kind of hole that's needed for me to feel like safe and regulated that I don't get that often. And I've always been thinking about it in the present tense, and then I like to just tell people, I didn't grow up affectionate. My family wasn't very affectionate, so it's very abnormal for me to initiate, but I do really appreciate when I get it, or I appreciate when people love me in that way, because I'm not used to being loved in that way. But then I started thinking about my past and all the examples that I've had when it comes to physical affection and relationships. There's like a whole trash truck. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I don't know if that's loud or not either. I started thinking about my past, and I had this one grandmother. She was not really my grandmother, but she was the parent of whoever my mom was dating at the time. And I would spend a lot of time with her. And something that I remember so vividly is how safe I felt around her to be physically affectionate to. I was always near her. I was always up on her, always hugging her, all over her head, all over her body. And I'm not even like that with my biological grandparents or my biological parents. And even when I wasn't allowed to see her anymore, I always thought of her so fondly. I missed her a great amount, and I was really devastated when she passed away, because it was the first time that I felt loved and safe enough to be vulnerable in that sense and not care about showing my love for the other person. And reflecting on it now and knowing that I'm neurodivergent, my physical touch love language is different. It's not like direct hugging and affection in a way that is obvious. It's like my foot is always on your leg, and my shoulder is always on your shoulder, and my nose is always touching your nose, and I'm tapping your head, and I'm like all over you crazy. And I imagine as a child it was probably even worse. But when I think about the very few figures I've had like that in my formative years, it makes me, I don't know, it's just something that I'm thinking on. It's not a fully fleshed out thought or idea yet, but I think about her all the time, and I think about how I just wish that I could get a hug. But there's a distinct difference from hugging someone just to hug them and hugging someone that you feel safe with and that cares about you. And it's not as accessible to me. Like, I live with my family. I can go up to them and give them a hug, but it doesn't feel the same as somebody that I'm hugging regularly and loving on in that way regularly. And as I got older, I think that is why I become so attached to my romantic partners and their physical affection. The love soils, and I'm still cuddling with my exes, or I'm still like needing something from them, and it becomes very toxic and unhealthy. So I'm trying to unpack that. I don't know. I'll probably make another video on that, because it's something that I just recently started thinking about more, but I just thought it was interesting, and I also just wanted to talk about it because I'm bored and at work. So yeah.